friends, welcome to another video from my series Quick Thought Zone, in which I always talk about different stories from the rich Star Trek universe. I have just seen the next episode of Star Trek Discovery. Its name was If Memory Serves, and these are my honest opinions about it. And as every single time when I do a Discovery video, this video will be relatively short and relatively spoiler-free. First of all, I'm a person who thinks that The Cage is the best Star Trek story ever written, so I was very afraid that this episode will destroy the Telosians, because we knew based on last week's preview that they will go to Talos 4. So I was very pleasantly surprised that this episode was actually pretty lovely made. I have a strong feeling the people who wrote this episode are also fans of The Cage. We, as always, have two storylines, and as always they are not really connected to each other. Let's first talk about the B story, which deals with Dr. Hugh, not Doctor who is basically Jesus because he came back from the dead. It's nice to see that he has problems to adapt with the fact that he is alive again, and that he has problems dealing with the fact that he meets every single day the man who killed him, Tyler/Vogue. There is a wonderful, very human scene between the two of them in the mess hall, and Saru just watches them and lets them do their thing. This is actually a very human scene. It's actually something what I miss from Discovery. Also, for the very first time ever, the Doctor feels like a person, like a human being. Don't forget that I call him the Doctor for a very simple reason. We are in the middle of season 2, and I don't remember his name. His first name is, I think, Hugh, and the only reason why I remember it is because Hugh was the name of the Borg from The Next Generation. So I don't remember it because of him, but because another Hugh was an interesting character. I have no clue what his last name is, and I don't really care, because until this episode he wasn't interesting at all. The main story, however, deals with Michael Burnham and Paul McSpockney going together to Talos 4, completely breaking canon for the 2714th time in this series. They managed to land on the planet, and as usually for this series, this storyline is really, and I mean really, blue. Please, Discovery, fire the director of photography and hire somebody who is not colorblind for season 3, okay? I always had a problem with the blue tint, but every single week I start to hate it more and more and more. I am seriously considering doing a color correction of the whole series one day, because this just looks awful. We see some throwbacks to The Cage, including the blue singing flowers. Speaking about throwbacks, this episode actually begins with a recap of The Cage. What a weird choice, especially when they try to cut between Jeffrey Hunter and Anson Mount. It's clearly visible that they don't look very similar, and they should play the same character. When Michael returns to the shuttle, she finds there's somebody unexpected, Veena. And I don't know if I should be happy or angry. To be honest, I'm both at the same time. Don't get me wrong, this actress is trying. That's the best way how I can describe her performance. She's trying. But she's no Susan Oliver. Susan Oliver was a beautiful woman. She was dripping with charisma. She was a very talented actress, a true artist, and even a real-life hero. Every time I watch The Cage, she's the best part of every scene she's in. You can see in her face a huge range of emotions. This new actress is... I don't know how to say it, she's trying, but she looks like she's the very first time in the front of a camera, and according to Wikipedia she has a huge amount of experience. She's acting since the 90s, so I don't know why she's so awkward in this role. Maybe she just don't understand the role, or maybe she was simply miscast. We also see the Telosians, and they look embarrassingly bad. Seriously, why does Discovery keep on redesigning everything and every race we have seen before? The changes are not as awful as what they've done to the Klingons, but still, why? The producers act like the rumored 25% difference requirement from the original material is not true, so why do they keep fixing things which are not broken? But anyway, the Telosians are suddenly the good guys. Yes, I said guys, because the main Telosian is now played by a man. All Telosians except for the very wide shot in the original was played by woman and dubbed by man. So another thing they changed just because they wanted to change it, I guess. And again, the last time we have seen the Telosians was when they kidnapped Pike and tortured him. They let him go and gave Vina her illusions of beauty again, but why are they suddenly the heroes now? Anyway, they fix Spock, and we finally get an explanation what happened between him and his foster sister, and we also get to see again more of him and the Red Angel. And it's some really nice stuff. It might not sound like that, but I really liked this episode. The plot isn't very good, but compared to a typical Discovery episode, it's a masterpiece. They still break canon, but that's like saying that humans breathe oxygen. It would actually surprise me if I have once seen an episode which would not break the canon. But the beauty of this script is in the character moments. Everybody has at least one really well-written character scene. It actually reminds me a lot on early DC Fontana's work, and the character scenes are what is the best thing about this episode. Yes, Discovery has set the bar so low so far that I have to commend them for doing something so basic as writing good character scenes, which should be the absolute basic of every story, especially drama. On my standard scale from 0 to 10, where 0 is absolute garbage, 10 is a masterpiece, and 5 is just average, I would give this episode 7 out of 10. Maybe even an 8. It's definitely one of the best Discovery episodes so far. But as always, these were just my opinions. Let me know what did you think about this episode, if you have seen it. Did you love it, hate it, or do you agree with me? Thank you very much for watching, and the promised video about the next episode of Star Trek The Next Generation will be up in a day or two. Thanks to everybody, and see you soon. Bye.